No, this is not clickbait. The Conjuration wizard is the strongest wizard subclass in the game by far. For the longest time, it was considered one of the weakest subclasses a wizard could have. But people overlooked how strong this ability is. Minor Conjuration. It has almost no limits, and the amount of things you can do is insane. But before we start, if you like this type of content, please leave me a like and subscribe, as every like and subscribe enables me to make more. So let's look at the ability, Minor Conjuration. Starting at 2nd level, when you select this school, you can use your action to conjure an inanimate object in your hand or on the ground in an unoccupied space that you can see within 10 feet of you. This object can be no longer than 3 feet on a side and weigh no more than 10 pounds. And this form must be that of a non-magical object you have seen. The object is visibly magical, radiating dim light out to 5 feet. The object disappears after 1 hour when you use this feature again, or if it takes or deals any damage. The key thing here is any non-magical object you have seen, you can pretty much make. That means a whole list of stuff. For all the books out, that means all of it. So I won't be covering everything you can make, but I will be covering what I consider the top things. Again, one of the requirements is you need to have seen it, which is something really you can talk to your DM about. You can have a character who's seen most of the multiverse, or maybe he's seen a particular item that's very similar to some of the items I'm going to be listing. That is a discussion to your DM, and that's really the only limitation that we will be worrying about. Here are some of the top non-magical items we can actually use to gain an immense advantage over the game. Again, check the blogs below for a more exhaustive list, but I think these are the ones that are the most impactful. A Tangler Grenade is a chemical, non-magical item with a ovoid resin shell that shatters on impact. As an action, a creature can throw a Tangler Grenade at a point up to 60 feet away. Each creature within 10 feet of the shattered Tangler Grenade must succeed on a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or be restrained by the sticky white webs. As an action, a creature can try to free itself or another creature within its reach from the webs, doing so with a successful DC 20 strength athletics check. A gallon of alcohol dissolves the webs produced by a single Tangler Grenade. Otherwise, the webs dissolve on their own after an hour, freeing any creatures restrained by them. Tangler Grenade is pretty much a souped up version of the web spell. Not only does it have a pretty decent DC check at 15, which is pretty amazing at lower levels, but if they do fail, a DC 20 strength athletics check is very hard to beat. So if you throw this out, most monsters will not have any capability of breaking out. It's insane. It's one of the most powerful options you have. Spam it. Use it as much as you can. It's awesome. A Catapult Munition is roughly the size and weight of a cannonball. The munition can be thrown up to 30 feet and explodes on impact. Any creature within a 15-foot radius sphere centered on the point of impact must make a DC 14 dexterity saving throw, taking 35 or 10d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. In addition, each object in the area that isn't being worn or carried takes 35 or 10d6 fire damage. This is just a lot of damage. Its damage is equal to a level 4 fireball, but you can potentially get this at level 2, allowing you to kill most creatures outright at this level. Dreamily. For this, I'll skip to the more important part. Consuming Dreamily causes a disorienting euphoria and brings about remarkable resistance to pain. A creature under the effects of Dreamily is poisoned for 1 hour. By poisoned this way, the creature is immune to fear, and the first time it drops to 0 hit points without being killed outright, it drops to 1 hit point instead. Every time you are in a combat, you're immune to fear and you have a second wind all the time. Pretty insane. Increase the survivability of the Conjuration wizard by an insane amount. Muroosa Balm. This paste is made from the mimosa bush. It is known to prevent sunburn, but it's also a fire retardant. After spending 1 minute applying a quarter of pint of Muroosa Balm to your skin, you gain the resistance against fire damage for 1 hour. We just get free fire resistance. It's pretty awesome. No need to pick a tiefling. Blight Ichor. This bitter chartreuse concoction is distilled from a fungus native to Bright Shore Badland. The sickly green liqueur harbors potent psychedelic property. Provided that it is neither a construct nor undead, a creature subjected to a dose of Bright Ichor gains an advantage on intelligence and wisdom checks, as well as vulnerability to psychic damage for 1 hour. Each dose of Bright Ichor consumed, the creature must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or become poisoned for 1d6 hours and suffer the effects of confusion for 1 minute. An undead creature subjected to a dose of Bright Ichor gains advantage on all dexterity checks and is immune to the frightened condition for 1 hour. Intelligence and wisdom checks are pretty common. Oddly enough, if you're dealing with psychic damage, you're likely going to get hit with an intelligence score. You may take more damage, but maybe some of the negative effects you'll be able to abate. Level progression. The level progression for a Conjuration wizard is very simple. Get to level 2 and win the game. It's that simple, as Minor Conjuration will be impactful all the way up to levels 2 to levels 10 and above. But what would be the most optimal pick for a Conjuration wizard? I would say at level 3, I would go with the Peace Cleric. That allows the Conjuration wizard to get 18 AC thanks to armor and a shield, plus all the goodies that come with being a Peace Cleric. After that, pure wizard, as you still want to get some of the good spells that a wizard has, and you don't want to delay your progression. As for stats, we go with custom lineage as our race, and we pick up 14 dex, 14 con, 17 intelligence, and 12 wisdom, and the rest is left at 8. For our free feat, we pick up Fey Touch, allowing us to grab Gift of Alacrity, and an additional point for intelligence, giving us 18 intelligence. And you're set. That's pretty much it. Minor Conjuration is so powerful, it simplifies everything else. And that's the end of the build. I hope you guys liked it. Hey, if you did like this video, please like and subscribe so I'm able to do more, and feel free to check out my other videos. I'm going to be doing a lot of D&D and Pathfinder 2e content. Hope to see you there.